Lesson 1. The moment I realized I couldn't ask a simple question, there I was, sitting across from someone who could change my life, a foreign teacher. He looked at me, smiled gently, and asked, "Do you have any questions for me?" In that moment, my heart froze. My mouth stayed shut. Inside, I had so many questions, thoughts racing through my head, but not a single word came out. That was the moment I realized something important. I could answer in English, but I didn't know how to ask. And asking questions, that's where real conversations begin. As days went by, doubt started creeping in. I found myself thinking, maybe this just isn't for me. I've tried so hard, but maybe I'm just not good enough. This is too hard. I give up. I was this close to walking away from it all. But here's the truth. That moment when you feel like quitting, when everything feels too heavy, that's usually the moment right before everything changes. If you've ever felt like English isn't for you, if you've ever sat in silence while your heart was full of thoughts, if you've ever whispered to yourself, "I can't do this anymore," then this is exactly where your comeback starts. That's why I created the Control English. This isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about helping you take back control of your voice, your confidence, and your life. So if this message hit home, no pressure, but go ahead and like the video. And if you feel ready to grow with us, hit subscribe to the Control English, because maybe, just maybe, this might be the video that changes everything. Lesson 2. Why learning to ask questions is the beginning of English fluency. It's funny how most people think speaking English means just answering. What's your name? Where are you from? That's useful, yes. But if you can't ask, you can't lead. Learning to ask questions in English changed how I connected with people. Suddenly, I wasn't just reacting. I was driving conversations, making friends, learning deeply. Questions give you control. That's why this journey matters. Lesson 3. My childhood. Without English and the dream. I had growing up in a small town. English was like a distant mountain. Beautiful, mysterious, impossible. I heard people speak it on the radio, in movies, and I wondered, how do they think in English? Especially when they ask questions so easily. What time is it? Why are you late? Could you help me? I started copying them, but I didn't understand why they said it that way. That mystery drove me. Lesson 4. The first rule. Every question has a structure. When I finally got access to a teacher, the first thing he told me was this: questions are not random. They follow a pattern. I thought English was just about learning words, but no. Asking questions was a game of structure. And once you learn the structure, you can ask anything. Anything. Lesson 5. Yes, no questions. The easiest way to begin. The teacher gave me a secret. If you're scared, start with yes or no questions. These are the easiest. Just flip the sentence. You are tired becomes, are you tired? Just one change, and boom, it's a question. That small shift opened a door for me. Lesson 6. WH questions. What, when, where, who, why, and how. Then came the famous 6. What, when, where, who, why, how. These were like 6 magic keys. Every question in the world, he said, starts with one of these. I wrote them on the wall of my room. I whispered them before sleeping. What? Where? Why? These were not just words. They were tools to unlock the world. Lesson 7. The power of do and does. I stumbled when I first tried this. You like pizza? Sounds okay in my native language. But in English, it needs that helping hand. Do you like pizza? I learned the rules. Use do for I, you, we, they. Use does for he, she, it. It felt mechanical at first. but then it became natural, like learning to ride a bicycle. Lesson 8. How I practiced with myself. First, I was too shy to speak with others, so I created a mirror routine. Every day, I stood in front of the mirror and asked questions aloud. What do I want today? Where am I going? Why am I nervous? I became both teacher and student. I made my own practice space. Quiet, safe, powerful. Lesson 9. Using TV and movies as practice partners. I couldn't afford English classes, but I had a second teacher, my television. I watched scenes from English shows and paused after every sentence. When one character said something, I'd ask, "What did he mean?" Or, "Why did she say that?" Practicing real-life questions made my learning feel alive. Lesson 10. The day I asked my first question to a stranger. It took weeks of practice. Then one day I gathered courage. I went to the local market and saw a tourist. I took a breath and asked, "Where are you from?" It was simple, but magical. He smiled and answered. I had started a conversation, not with perfect grammar, but with heart. Lesson 11. Mistakes are proof of effort. I made mistakes, a lot. Sometimes I asked, "Do we like it?" and got strange looks. But my teacher told me, a mistake is better than silence. That advice stayed with me. I stopped fearing embarrassment. Every wrong question was a step forward. Lesson 12. Writing questions. Every day I began a habit that changed everything. Every night I wrote 5 questions in a notebook. Random ones. Why do birds fly? How do people learn? Where do dreams come from? This daily practice made my brain think in questions. It was no longer passive. I was becoming an explorer. Lesson 13. Learning from children's curiosity. I watched my little cousin ask his mom 100 questions a day. Why is the sky blue? Why do we sleep? That's when it hit me. Asking questions is human. English isn't stopping you. Fear is. The more curious I became, the faster I improved. Lesson 14. Breaking the silence in group conversations. At first, group discussions terrified me, but I found a trick. Jump in by asking a question. If people were talking about music, I'd ask, "What's your favorite song?" It pulled people in. I didn't need to know everything. I just needed to ask something. Lesson 15. Online practice and forums. I joined English learning forums. Every day, I posted questions. How can I improve pronunciation? Or, what's the difference between they and tell? Strangers answered. I built a habit of asking and learning. Digitally, globally. Lesson 16. Audio practice. Listening to real conversations. I downloaded podcasts and listened during walks. When I heard a question, I paused and repeated it. How are you doing today? Could you explain that? It became a game. My ears became sharper. I started noticing question patterns everywhere. Lesson 17. Practice with role plays. I created imaginary scenes, job interviews, travel, meetings. Then I asked, "Can I have a room? What is the Wi-Fi password? Where's the restroom?" These small moments of pretend built big confidence in real life. Lesson 18. From questions to conversations. When you ask a question, you open a door. I learned to listen carefully to answers. Then I asked another question. "Oh, you're from Canada? What do you like about it?" One question led to another. That's how conversations are born. Lesson 19. Asking questions at work or school. I practice professional settings too. When is the deadline? Could you repeat that, please? What's the meaning of this word? These questions made me look confident, even when I was still learning. Lesson 20. The emotional power of personal questions. I learned that the most powerful questions are not always technical. How are you feeling? What's your dream? What makes you happy? These connected me to people. English became more than a language. It became a bridge to hearts. Lesson 21. Cultural respect in questions. Not every question is polite everywhere. I learned to soften questions. Instead of, "Why are you late?" I tried, "Was everything okay on your way here?" It's not just what you ask, but how you ask. Lesson 22. Teaching others to ask. One day, my cousin asked, "How do you ask so many questions in English?" I smiled. That was the day I became a teacher. Sharing what I learned gave me new strength. Teaching is learning twice. Lesson 23. Daily practice routine for asking questions. Now I follow a daily plan. 5 questions in writing. 3 questions aloud in front of the mirror. 1 question to a real person. Just 9 questions a day. That's $270 a month. Imagine what you can become. Lesson 24. Why asking questions is the heart of English learning. Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, they're all important. But questions, that's where English comes alive. It's not just language, it's connection, confidence, curiosity. When you can ask anything, you are free in the language. Lesson 25. Your voice is stronger than you think. If you're listening to this and thinking, "Can I really learn this?" I want to tell you something. Yes, not because you're perfect, but because you're trying. Every question you ask in English makes you stronger, braver, and closer to fluency. Don't wait for confidence. Build it, one question at a time. Your voice matters. Your questions matter. And the world is waiting to hear both. Let today be the day you ask your first question.
If you loved this video and want to improve your English faster, do these 3 things right now. 1. Hit that subscribe button because I drop powerful English lessons like this every week. 2. Smash the like button so YouTube knows this video helped you. 3. Share with friends because everyone deserves to speak English confidently. On the Control English, you get the world's simplest English tricks. Tap the bell icon to never miss a new lesson. Today's challenge: share this video with 2 friends and tell them, "This channel will change your English game." Thank you. Keep learning. Keep growing.